So it's primarily the thing I pretty much talk about on my channel now, and this isn't me crying about it. I just like to have a conversation since it's the biggest topic on the game, it's the biggest problem on the game, and in general in the community of gaming. On PC as well, it's a problem. Cheating. And the number one question is, how do you solve this? More specifically, how do you solve this within the Rust Console community? Now, you can report people in game, but that does very little because you need pretty much evidence that someone's cheating. You can't just get killed by someone who's killed you 3 grids away, and let's say they are cheating, you report them for it, and 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna get banned because there's no real evidence that they're cheating in the first place. What D11 needs is image evidence, such as an image of them using a zim or a zen. As you may or may not know, I've been banned on Rust Console before because I was having a joke about playing on mouse and keyboard. Sure, stupid of me to do that, but you can get banned for joking about playing on this device, or even videoing yourself joking about playing on it. So if you're thinking about doing it, do not do it because you'll get banned. I lost all my skins and that's why I don't pay for skins anymore in this game. So going back to the question, how do you solve this? Because you obviously can't ban enough people within the game because there's not enough evidence and there's a lot of false reports, but there are also more reports that are geared towards people that are cheating, considering a huge percent of the community is cheating at this point. Now, when I've spoke about it on my TikTok, I've had people message me on Discord saying this is the number one thing people are asking. Why are there not enough people getting banned even though they are literally live streaming themselves on mouse and keyboard or have got a zen in the background? Let me just clue you up on one thing as well. TikTok is the home of all of this. You could arguably say TikTok is the reason that cheating is so huge in this game, because YouTube is more of a long-winded game if you want to get views. However, TikTok is a quick fix for views. You get out there a lot quicker than you do YouTube. YouTube is much more of a grind game in terms of content, and not really enough people would take notice of zim or zen. However, because TikTok is geared towards a younger audience, you could say, and a broader audience because it's quick dopamine hit, a lot more people are exposed to seeing such videos or live streams of people using devices than you would over on YouTube. And my question is, because this is such a big issue, and D11 know it's such a big issue, you can't really talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the more people are like, well, what's zen and zim? The people that don't know what it is, they'll look into it and they will see the same problem as me, as you are, if you know what these devices are and know what the community is like. Most people are on them, so those people that don't know, that get to know these devices, will end up probably investing in them as well. And again, the ripple effect of going from legit to on these devices happens all over again. And as much as you want to promote being legit, you can't stop what other people are going to do. You can only advise them, but you can't really talk about this in the Rust Console Discord when I was there before I got banned. Every time I tried to talk about it, they were like rule 11 or whatever rule saying you can't talk about it. Sure, you have rules set for a Discord, but this is the biggest problem this game has, and you just don't want to talk about it. But the question I have is, because TikTok is so infiltrated with and saturated with these people that are using devices and don't really care to, post them on them, even live streaming, why don't you hire someone or have someone already in the dev team that manages reports look on TikTok? Do you know how many people could get banned on the daily on TikTok because of this? There's so many people that live stream. Back, I think a few months ago, when Cam was playing with us, he reported people that were live streaming. Some got banned, but some still play to this day and live stream them on devices. Sure, it wouldn't stop the problem as a whole, but it would definitely ramp up the bans. And the more people that get banned, and within these groups that use them and zergs, if you've got on one day and were like, oh, my friends just got banned from live streaming this, I'm thinking, are they cracking down on this? People are not taking D11 seriously on these bans, but they don't care enough to stop using what they're using. They just carry on because it doesn't seem like much is being done. As much as people like to say there is a lot being done, then why are these people still playing on them? They're not scared. And you know, one thing that will scare them is even one of their teammates getting banned, and all you have to do is type in Zim Zen or Rust Console Zim Zen on TikTok. You see a bunch of people making settings videos, this and that, and if you're going to ban me for promoting or indirectly promoting cheating devices or even joking about playing on them, you got to ban these people as well that are making settings videos around Zen or Zim, for example. It would be a field day, an absolute field day. Like, if D11 were chill with me, because I know for a fact they're probably not, a lot of people on that kind of side of things don't like me because I probably talk about this stuff quite a bit, which I do. Some bits, rightfully, I probably get wrong, but there's a lot of stuff that, you know, I'm on the money with because I've been on this game since beta, unfortunately. That sounds sad enough, but seeing the downfall of this game and the reason of it is, you know, TikTok, and you ask these questions like, why is there not people on TikTok banning these sorts of players that are promoting settings that you should use with these devices, playing on them, live streaming on them, and yet not being banned? How can you take the game seriously if you're allowing such players to do this? And you know, you might have the question or the response of, well, why should they care? Why don't you just report them? That's not the point. Sure, you can report them. Plenty of people do. However, when, you know, people have said, I've reported this person to the Discord and to the Zen desk, I think it's called, on the Rust Console website, and then I go on there and still see, you know, the same person that they mentioned playing on Rust, you know, live streaming them on mouse and keyboard. I see more mouse and keyboard players live streaming on TikTok than I do controller players playing Rust Console. Like, all I hear is the tap tap tap, like keyboard spamming, because obviously that's, you know, how you play on keyboard on Rust Console. You can't do what you can on PC because you're restricted of what a controller can do. So I just see all these players on mouse and keyboard live streaming, and they do this on the daily. Like, I don't see them getting banned. How can you take bans seriously and, you know, want to get off devices and play legit if you see such players doing this sort of stuff still, and not much is being done about it? Sure, you know, I'm sure D11 have got a lot on their plate, but they know this is the biggest problem their game has. And they, you know, they're going to ban a lot of players that are cheating because a lot of people cheat on this game that I've repeatedly said. You know, you're probably getting bored of me saying this, and it will lose them money. Sure, it will lose the gaming community money in general if they ban players on these devices instead of banning the device itself. But they can't. They have to ban the player because that's what they're using. You know, everyone knows this is the biggest problem. Some people like to just brush it over that, nah, it's not the percent, you know, people are saying, or he's saying it's much lower than that. Do they know how many people are playing legit? Bore off. I play so many servers on this game, and I come across at least one group that has their TikTok painted over their vending machines. I go onto their TikTok and look at them. Got mouse and keyboard in their, you know, profile picture, or they're playing it in one of their videos. Like, there is at least one group per server on this game that cheat, and that's one group. That's me being nice. There's definitely more than one group. But all, you know, what I'm saying is D11 need to get someone, or a group, or a team, whatever, to go on TikTok, look up the hashtags, look up the players that people have reported, and ban them. You know, they well could be doing it. They probably are doing it, but it just doesn't seem like they're doing it enough. And for this being the biggest problem, you would have thought that would be one of the first priority for them to do. And sure, you have the response of, well, they can just make alt accounts. They make alt accounts, and you can still see they're playing Rust Console on their TikToks. Then, you know, if they have a video, if you're keeping tabs on them, for example, and you have a video of them and it shows their new gamer tag, you can ban them that way. I think one player I saw on TikTok, MVK, had about 2 to 3 gamer tags or accounts that were banned by D11. And that's the sort of thing you want to see if people are using devices. That's what you want to see. And TikTok is the home for all of that. You know, the reporter will have a field day on that app banning people. He'll get his money worth for that day. You know, that's how you work. But that's just my response to how can you ban cheaters without, you know, technically detecting the device, because we can't at this moment in time. D11 can't. That's the best way you can ban as many cheaters as you can at this moment in time, is on TikTok. You can't really see image or physical proof or visual proof through the game, because obviously you can't detect them. So how can you, ban someone for definite if they've got a video of them playing on the device, or even joking about it, or making settings videos surrounding it? Ban those players. I got banned, so why aren't these other players, getting banned for it? It can't be tit for tat. Let me know what you guys think on this topic. Check out my socials in the description, and as always, see you in the next one.